Let's start our discussion of design patterns by looking at the history of patterns. As you know, I like to give this sort of historical perspective on how and when concepts were defined. In this case, we have to go back to 1977, when Christopher Alexander, an emeritus professor of architecture at UC Berkeley, introduces the idea of patterns, successful solutions to problems, in his book called A Pattern Language. The book contains about 250 patterns, and the idea is that occupants of a building should be able to design it, and the patterns in the book provide a way to do that. And this idea of design patterns, so a formal way of documenting successful solutions to problems, inspired several other disciplines. In particular, in 1987, Ward Cunningham and Ken Beck leveraged this idea of Alexander of patterns in the context of an object-oriented language. And in the specific case, the language was Smalltalk. Some of you may know the language. So what Cunningham and Beck did was to create a 5-pattern language for guiding novice Smalltalk programmers. So they did an experiment and had several developers using their patterns, and the experiment was extremely successful. The users were able to create elegant designs using the provided patterns. And in case you're interested in reading about it, Cunningham and Beck reported their results in the article Using Pattern Languages for Object-Oriented Programs, which was published at the International Conference on Object-Oriented Programming, Systems, Languages and Applications, also called UPSLA, in 1987. At the same time, Eric Gamma was working on his dissertation, whose topic was the importance of patterns and how to capture them. Between 1987 and 1992, there were several workshops related to design patterns. And in 1992, Gene Coplins compiled a catalog of C++ idioms, which are some sort of patterns, and he listed this catalog of patterns in his book, which was titled Advanced C++ Programming Styles and Idioms. Finally, in 1993 and 1994, there were several additional workshops focused on patterns. And this workshop brought together many patterns folks, including these 4 guys, Eric Gamma, Richard Helm, Ralph Johnson, and John Vlisides. These guys are also known as the Gang of 4. And the result of this collaboration was the famous book Design Patterns, Elements of Reusable Object-Oriented Software. So this is basically the book on design patterns. If you want to buy a book on design pattern, this is the one you should get.